women do suffer like direct physical consequences, whether it's the like the the effort they will have to endure just throughout the pregnancy, or the chance of abortion and complications of pregnancy. Many of them can be life threatening, so there are many more things that would actually definitely make sense that a woman shouldn't be promiscuous, as they say, and have many relations, because and I even think that there is a higher chance of cervical cancer, although I'll have to check that against studies. But I remember while studying seeing such a study where women who are having many sexual partners, especially when it's a man, obviously, and there is penetration, the repeated penetration with different partners can increase the chance of cervical cancer, from what I remember, especially for those who have HPV. Anyways, that can be also, this is just one, of course, one reason. Like there are many others. The bonding, as you hear nowadays in many podcasts, actually, I don't know if you've heard of this, but women cannot bond with many men. Like, I guess it's the total number is 5. Beyond that, they start to lose any the ability to establish any emotional connection, strong emotional connection with the other party. They will always have many people in their head to reference and to compare to this man in terms of his let's say emotional availability to her, to the woman. So in any aspect in life, if you think about it, you might be very considerate to your woman. Just as an example, maybe it doesn't apply to you, but that you'll be very considerate in regards to maybe getting bullied at work. Like if your wife or partner or girlfriend will come, or sister, whoever it is, will come and complain about me, you'll be more considerate, more compassionate, more understanding, and willing to listen. While in other instances, you won't be very considerate. Like if she complains about, let's say, a different matter that she's not happy with, that you don't find to be a real issue, while another man can be available to her, like another man from her past or from her present, even, especially if she had a promiscuous past where she had many relations. It becomes easier for them to. And the difference with men is that men, as we know, like we don't equate sexual intercourse with an emotional connection much. Actually, we do joke about it, and maybe to make it easier and feel less guilty about doing it, but still, the emotional connection cannot be compared. What do you think? Is there any comparison between how women view sexual intercourse and the intimacy as an emotional connection versus how men view it? Like,
I believe so. I agree with you, and it's just not my opinion. It's according to the studies, according to the observations, the questionnaires also that I've read about. Is that woman is an emotional creature, and mostly, I mean, sex or intercourse, it has to be triggered by emotions. It has to be triggered, for example, by ways of the male interaction. How did he like interacted with her? Did he touch her? Did he speak nicely to her? Did he like between brackets, seduced her with his speech, with his savviness, or what they call it. He's having a swag, for example, because
Yeah.
mostly they like this kind of attitudes. So yes, I mean, women, they are emotional creatures. Sometimes they base their decisions to emotional basis, while a man, he's emotional. He can be emotional, but for sexual intercourses or for intimate instances, he has uh, emotional, of course, with his life partner, but he can separate it. He can have different women. He can sleep with different women, but he can feel emotionally close to one, or like two or one. I don't know. He can have a woman for sex only, just to satisfy his needs, to satisfy his desires. Maybe she can chat with him. Maybe she can listen to him, but it's difficult also for man to have connections, or to have his time, I mean, dedicated to lots of women. So ultimately he will be closely intimate with one.
Yeah, actually, eventually, most people prefer to have just one. But we ourselves, although we are veering off the subject, let's finish this discussion with this point. We ourselves are Arabs born in Muslim countries, and in our culture, it is. My guess is it was me personally, since I'm not religious too much myself, or let's say at all, but uh, my guess is that the allowance of marrying four women, having four like marriages for one man going on at once, that's and there is a chance for more, obviously, through the other methods, and we
Yeah.
are not about to discuss that, but the idea is that a man having more than one is very understandable, and even biologically, a woman who has more than one, especially 100 years ago and before, how can you establish who's the father? The issue becomes like, something that isn't clear and conclusive, because many, especially before, who, like, you used to have less foreigners and expats, so most people would look very similar to each other, more homogeneous, and yeah,
Yeah.
this is the issue, and this is the main reason why men, actually, and if you watch actually many of the podcasts today of, this red pill movement, and uh,
MGTO.
MGTO, and yeah, I hear the terms. I think it's
MGTOW.
men going their own way, yeah,
Yeah.
and I like many of the things, because many of the things that they say make sense, but I don't agree with all of the things, because some of them are extreme, and
Hmm.
actually this is the right way. This is one of the main points that are causing divide between people nowadays, especially because of woke feminism, is the fact that we can't have differing points of view between, like, within groups even. The biggest issue is that it started to happen even within groups, like you cannot have any uh, you know any opposing points of view. Any opposing points of view are not accepted, and me myself, I wouldn't belong to any kind of I don't know, organization or any kind of movement in a fanatic way, let's say. I would always be open to other ideas.